What's up, Guardians? Profane here. Thanks for checking out the video. Today we're going to be taking a look at some recently announced changes that Bungie will be making to the power caps and power leveling, beginning with Witch Queen. And we'll also take an early look to see what ways you'll be able to still quickly power level once the new season and expansion starts. Before we get started, if you enjoy the video and find it helpful, be sure to hit the like button below along with the subscribe button if you're new. So Bungie recently announced its planned changes to Guardians power levels for the release of Witch Queen, and it looks like we're getting another big bump in power level like we have seen in the past when expansions launch. This time around, Guardians will find that power levels across the board will be bumped up to 1350 light level, which is what Bungie is referring to as the floor power cap. This will be what all Guardians and all armor and weapons will be starting at when the Witch Queen releases. So this means that all your stowed away armor and weapons that are in your vault will also get bumped up to 1350. Now, I don't want to burst anybody's bubble here, but if you had a thought that this means the Recluse and Mountaintop could once again be useful, you are unfortunately wrong. Weapons like Recluse, who had previous leveling caps, will continue to have those same caps, which will now be set at 1350, leaving them to remain as relics collecting dust in your vault. While 1350 will be Guardian's new starting point, the race to max power this upcoming season will be a long one, as max light level, aka the hard cap, will be adjusted to 1560, with the soft cap now being 1500. According to Bungie, Guardians will be able to level up to the soft cap through general gameplay, activity completions, and opening chests, along with earning rare and legendary rewards. Once Guardians have achieved the 1500 level soft cap, Bungie advises that powerful drops from vendors and activity completions will be the path until Guardians reach 1550, which at this point the only upgrade Guardians will find through the final 10 levels will come from pinnacle sources like Trials of Osiris, Grandmaster Nightfalls, Iron Banner raids, and other in-game content. It's also important to note that Bungie expects to see changes to the power level cap as new seasons and content are introduced after the Witch Queen expansion. Now, at first glance, these updates and details can be rather daunting and leave you feeling overwhelmed at the future grind that you'll have to dedicate yourself to, but I've got some tips for things to do now and once Witch Queen arrives that will surely help in your process of power leveling all the way to 1560. Now, at this point, I'm sure many of you planned out or already begun prep work for the Witch Queen, as you rightfully should. And while you're busy completing bounties and saving materials, there's some important things to know first. Starting with bounties. As it has been a long tradition for veteran Guardians to carry over bounties and quests from one season to the next, Bungie is implementing some changes that will affect some of these bounties. Firstly, Season of the Lost bounties, the rewards will be capped at 1350 power level. So you will not be able to use previous bounties from this season as a way to earn higher level gear next season. And this includes Iron Banner bounties as well. While you will be able to carry over Iron Banner bounties, you will not receive an advantage in the power level by doing so, but you will still be able to get an advantage towards materials and XP, which will greatly benefit you towards your season pass and artifact. Bounties that will not carry over include Tangled Shore bounties for obvious reasons, as the Tangled Shore will no longer be accessible. Season bounties that predate Season of the Lost will be removed completely, along with a handful of Gambit and Gunsmith bounties, amidst some other bounties that Bungie kind of remained rather vague on, so it kind of leaves it open. We're not entirely sure what all bounties will be removed. But with that being said, bounties that I would suggest to work on now and save for Witch Queen would include weekly bounties that are required from Eris Morn, Shah Han, Devrim K, and from Europa. Weekly bounties will ultimately result in higher XP gains. The 30th anniversary content includes a big selection of bounties that can be retained and cashed in next season as well. And while we're at it, the Paraversal packages that are sold by Starhorse. These will be great items for you to farm for now and save to cash in later. Now, while you won't get a boost to your power level like we aforementioned, you will be able to cash in heavily on XP and materials once Witch Queen has arrived. Now, Bungie gave no word towards quests outside of the ones to do with Tangled Shore, Hawkmoon, and Deadsman Tale, but for other quests like Zur's Exotic Cipher, the Chaperone, Risk Runner, and quests obtained through Varix on Europa. These will all be able to be held onto until the release of Witch Queen, which should reward you with higher level rewards at that point, along with a good chunk of XP towards the next season's pass. Now, as Bungie has done in the past, seasonal challenges will not be able to be carried over to gain an advantage in XP or rewards. And with a lot of content being vaulted, you'll want to complete and claim any of those challenges from seasons predating this season, Season of the Lost. Now, as far as what you can do to quickly power level and be ready for the newest raid when it releases, the starting point should start with completing the new campaign and corresponding missions along with its activities. As we have in previous seasons, Guardians will receive their new seasonal artifact after the first mission or second mission. So to have maximum efficiency for any held over bounties and quests, you'll want to hold off until you receive your seasonal artifact before you cash those in. Bungie clarified that Guardians will receive blue rewards or rare items until power level reaches 1500, and from there it's a change to legendary rewards. With that being said, the quickest way to bridge that gap will be farming legendary public events. So once you have completed the initial campaign, you're going to want to switch over to farming legendary public events, whether you're doing it solo or with a group. This will give you a constant source of quick rewards and XP until you reach that 1500 level soft cap. From this point, you'll want to shift your focus over to playlist activities. Dares of Eternity will be a great activity to quickly farm, but so will strikes. Speedruns of these activities, being paired up with streak bonuses, are going to net you some amazing returns in activity rewards and rank packages. It's important to note that Banshee will be joining Zavala, Drifter, and Shaxx in having his own ranking system with rewards. So while you're doing your speedruns, make sure that you are picking up bounties along the way. And with weapon crafting becoming a new skill in Witch Queen, you can count on new quests, bounties, and rewards that will come from weapon crafting, and these will undoubtedly be a great new source for powerful rewards, along with the new seasonal content and playlist, giving Guardians several options to choose from while grinding from 1500 to 1550. Now, while the journey from 1500 to 1550 will be long, the journey from 1550 to 1560 will be even further, as Guardians will become severely limited on what rewards will facilitate power leveling. From 1550 to 1560, Guardians will have to complete ritual challenges and activities such as Grandmaster Nightfalls, Raids, Trials of Osiris, Iron Banner, and other in-game activities offered through the new season. This is the stretch of the power leveling where it becomes most beneficial to have one of each of the three character types to swap between throughout the week to stack your XP and leveling gains. The last bit of prep work that I would suggest to do right now would be to earn and store engrams. Master Raoul and the Helm will both offer the ability to decrypt umbral engrams, which will be remaining in the game. So these, along with any pinnacle, exotic, and legendary engrams, can all be stored and cashed in next season along with bright engrams. Now, while these may not yield you with an advantage towards power leveling next season, these will offer you armor and weapons with updated perks and roles potentially, along with the potential of new Witch Queen loot as rewards. Now, we don't yet have clarification on how this seasonal artifact will impact your overall level, but it's safe to presume that the artifact will give between 15 and 25 additional levels, considering we will now be able to unlock all 25 artifact slots throughout each season. As we get more details about the seasonal artifact, the season pass, and everything else to do with Witch Queen, I'll keep you guys updated as best I can. But that's going to wrap things up for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed and found it helpful. If so, be sure to hit that like button below along with the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Both are greatly appreciated and help support the channel. I'd love to hear what you guys are most excited about with the release of Witch Queen, so let me know in the comments below. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you some happy hunting.